Hello everyone and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Thursday, April the 14th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and I share my screen all day long, and I'm live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas. This is the link to use, and you can use the promo code Holly, Holly, all capital letters, 13. That's Holly 13. All right, well, not quite as an exciting day as the last 2 days, but nonetheless, my day was basically over on the very first trade that I took. And this was RPRX, and this was yesterday. In case you didn't trade RPRX yesterday, excuse me, had the massive day. And the interesting thing, I think a lot of people probably thought it would just fall off, but we've had another day of continuation. So this is what got us into it. At least well, a number of us. I can't speak for everybody, of course, but this was the pre-markets. This were closed yesterday at about 226. So had a pop in the pre-market up to 282, came back down, and then when it took out the high of the pre-market, notice this little green line here. I had an alert for this. Watched it for a bit. Notice it got as high as 297, came back down. Traded down again, and then when it broke over $3, that's when I decided to take the trade. I took the trade at actually 309, right about here. Let me just put a mark here. 309. Took the trade at 309. This candle basically made my day. Got out at some at 319 immediately. Just didn't want to run the risk of finally, really giving it up. So I got out some at 319 and some at 332 and 335 on this candle. So out of the trade. Now, I did try to get back into it. Not did try, I did. Got back into the trade, I think right around here at 313. Stopped myself out at 307. Got back in the trade right around here at 313 again. So again, this action, got in, got out. Didn't get hurt too much, didn't wait for it to go below 3. Got back into the trade at 313 right here. Sold again on this pop, 331, and then on this candle down at basically 315, so small profit there. So that was basically this, though, is what made my day, and everything else everything else I've done today has just been kind of gravy. Now I am in this trade also. I was hoping that doing the video might spur this one up. This has been a very what I call a very gentle, easy trade. This came on the RBIs. In fact, let me just make sure I get this, otherwise the window may disappear. So this came on the RBIs. Red bar ignored on the 5-minute candle. RBI 3661 was the trigger. Okay, 3661. Now that's on the 5s. Let me just explain what the RBI is doing. Move this out. Now I have sold some at 36.95. Let me just get Maxim up here. Did sell some. I was hoping it would maybe pop through 37, but it's obviously struggling right here. Now, let me just show you what I mean about the what an RBI 5 is. Hopefully this will explain it very well. So it's right here. Now, this, I guess what Trade Ideas does, it looks at this candle. If I really expanded this, we may just see a sliver of red here. But I do notice that it treats dojis as red candles, and that's okay. That's okay. But it's possible that if I really made this chart big, you might see just a sliver of red here, because what this is doing, and let me click on Maxim. Okay, there's the red, or sorry, the blue arrow just popped in here when I clicked on Maxim. Here's where the alert was. So this is the pattern. This is the pattern that it's looking for. Looking for at least 4 green candles. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 green candles. So the trend is up. And then this is the pattern that it sees. This 3 candle pattern. Green, red, green. Now again, I get it that you don't really see red here, but you have to trust me. That's what the system is seeing. Is this is a red candle, even if it might be just a doji. So what happens is Once this green candle starts forming, we get an alert right at the top of that red candle as it breaks the top. So I guess the top of that candle was 36.60, so that's why we get the alert at 36.61. Okay? So that's where the alert comes. Just one second. So that's where the alert comes. Now, doesn't mean you have to take the trade, of course. This is just pattern recognition. But as I was watching this and I was seeing, remember now, we didn't see all this before, but I was looking at this nice little void, intraday void area. I thought, well, this has a good shot of, maybe making it back to this whole number. So that's why I took the trade. I took the trade right actually a little bit later, waited for it to actually quite a bit, well, not quite a bit, about 6 cents, 7 cents later. Took the trade at 36.67. And this is what I call a pretty stress-free trade. I mean, yes, we've had some red candles, but nothing like, nothing like this, that's really would knock you out of the trade. Just kind of a meandering up trade, a little bit of a pullback here. And again, was obviously hoping that it might break through 37 and continue on. It just didn't do that. But so out of the trade at 36.95, still going to hold. I think if it goes into the 70s, I'll probably get rid of the last bit. But to me, it does look like it's over. But those trades are, even though the other ones like the the RPT, RPRX, of course, they're way more exciting. Bigger bang for the buck in a short period of time. Of course, we all want those. But look at all the tails. Look at the wideness of these candles. And this is just a $3 stock, remember. So bottoming tails, topping tails is very difficult to manage a trade like this. Now, the other one that I was in and took a couple of losses on it, DDD. This came from Holly. Now, just a word here. I mean, the last 2 days have been spectacular for Holly. Today is it's not bad. I mean, Holly's up 37 cents, but there's very few trades. It's not the same sort of action. First of all, the comp is down 1. The Dow is up 21. Yesterday was up 150, 160. I guess what I'm trying to say is that today's action is a lot more muted than the previous 2 days, which is reflected in Holly's performance. So DDD, though, we recognize this in the pre-market as a mover. If we put on a 15 or change it to a 15-minute time, you'll see right here. Here's where it closed yesterday at 1662. So we had already recognized that this was definitely a mover. So the Holly trigger was at right here. Trigger was actually at 1897, and the stop is 1826. Now, we haven't been stopped out yet, okay? Though, I guess it's a time stop. So it has been stopped out as on time, okay? But bottom line was this, is that, I looked at this and I thought, okay, this one is definitely a mover. It's had the pullback, and that's what that particular strategy is looking for. It's looking for a pullback, and maybe a continuation. It just didn't work. I mean, it flat out just didn't work. I got into the trade several times. 1915, stopped myself out at 1907. I think I got in right about here, and maybe on this candle. It's fairly quick in and out. And then again at 1917, as this was moving up, decided, well, maybe now is, this action here would have been nice to have seen it here. Maybe it's just a little bit delayed. It is a stock that is certainly, on people's radars today, but it just didn't happen. So a couple of small losses there, 1917, 1910, 1915, down to 1905. And so that's it. I mean, again, a nice day for me because the first trade, the RPRX, definitely turned out to be a great trade. But they're not all going to be, of the last 2 days. Compared to the last 2 days, you're just not going to find days like that every single day. But the bottom line is to manage your risk, manage your money, so that you don't start to get anxious because, oh my gosh, there are not as many trades, so I'm just going to try something that's maybe out of the ordinary, not in my plan, and that's when you start getting hurt. So just relax on a day like today. All right, that's it. Let me just bring back the cover page. Again, this is how to get into our room. Again, I share my screen all day long, and I'm live on the mic between 9 and 4 Eastern Time, Eastern Daylight Time. This is the link to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, and you can use the code HOLLY, HOLLY, all capital letters, HOLLY13, the number 13. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.